All right, let's dive right in. Today, we are tackling a massive financial challenge, one that so many people struggle with. How do you budget when your income is all over the place?
So, if you're a freelancer, a small business owner, or maybe you're part of the gig economy, yeah, this probably looks pretty familiar, right? You are definitely not alone. The problem is, most standard financial advice just completely falls apart when your income fluctuates this much. If you've ever felt like you're just failing at budgeting, I want you to consider something huge. Maybe you're not the problem at all. Maybe the tool you've been given is completely broken for your situation.
See, traditional budgets, they're built for a world of predictability. They assume this same amount of money is going to show up at the same time every time. But your world, it's the exact opposite. You're trying to shove a dynamic, fluctuating reality into a static, rigid box. It's just not designed to work.
And what does this mismatch do? It puts you on this crazy emotional roller coaster, doesn't it? When your income is low, you feel that constant stress of falling behind. But when it's high, there's this weird temptation to spend, which is usually followed by guilt. And the one feeling that's always missing through all of it, stability. So let's just agree to stop blaming ourselves, to stop saying it's a lack of discipline. It's not. The structure itself is the problem. You need a system that's actually built for fluctuation, not one that shatters because of it. Okay, so that brings us to the big idea here, a totally new approach. We're going to shift our focus away from some unpredictable, imaginary average, and instead we're going to anchor our finances to something way more reliable, a solid floor. We call this the stability baseline. And it's pretty much what it sounds like. It is a budget built around your lowest reliable monthly income. Now, this isn't your absolute worst sky is falling month, okay? It's the amount you know you can reasonably expect to get by on. This becomes your new foundation. This is the first half of the new mantra. It's all about creating a plan you know for sure that you can meet. That's what builds confidence and kills the stress. And here's the other half. By completely letting go of budgeting for an average month, you break that vicious cycle of falling short and then overcorrecting. You finally start planning for your actual life. Okay, so how do you actually do this? It sounds good in theory, but how do you put it into practice? It's simpler than you might think. It really just breaks down into 3 steps. It's simple. First, we've got to identify your floor. Second, we separate your money into 2 jobs, stability and surplus. And third, you use that surplus to build a real buffer against uncertainty. That's the whole game. All right, step 1. Just look back over the last, say, 6 to 12 months. Find the lowest income month where you still made it through. Things were tight, but it wasn't a total catastrophe. That number, that is your new anchor. And remember, this is not about being pessimistic. It's about being rock solid prepared. Now for step 2, and this is crucial, we're going to give your money different jobs. Any money that comes in up to your baseline amount, it has one single job: cover your core essential living costs. Everything, and I mean everything, you earn above that baseline is your surplus, and its job is to build your safety net. And you can see that split really clearly here. On the left, you've got your stability stuff, the absolute must-haves: rent, utilities, food, insurance. Your baseline income is totally dedicated to these things. Then on the right, that's what your surplus is for. It's for building that margin, aggressively paying down debt, saving for those annoying irregular expenses, and just building a buffer so you can finally breathe easier. And this brings us to step 3, which is, honestly, it's such a powerful mindset shift. When you have a really great month, the urge is to just hit the gas, right? Upgrade your lifestyle. But with this system, you start to see that extra income as a shock absorber. It's there to make the ride smoother, not necessarily faster. So why does the system create such a sense of calm? Well, because the real problem with inconsistent income isn't the math, is it? It's that constant nagging uncertainty. And this system is designed to attack that feeling head on. Think about the question that probably lives in the back of your head right now. Will next month be enough? It's so stressful, it's so open-ended. It is a perfect recipe for anxiety. This new system lets you replace it with a much simpler, much lighter question. Is my baseline covered? It's just a yes or no. And if the answer is yes, you're stable. Everything else is a bonus for building security. Can you feel how much calmer that is? And this right here, this really gets to the heart of it. When you plan from the floor, you flatten out those emotional highs and lows. A great month isn't proof that all your problems are magically solved, and a slow month isn't proof that you're failing. They're just normal. They're both just part of a cycle that you are now prepared for. Now, I want to be really clear about what this is not. This is not about forcing yourself into some extreme, joyless frugality forever. It's not about hoarding cash and never enjoying your life. It's about choosing stability as your default setting. And look, as your income grows and that floor rises over time, your baseline can rise right along with it. But you'll do it intentionally, not just by reacting to a good month.
All right, so if you're listening to this and thinking, yes, this sounds like it was made for me, where do you even begin? The key is to start small. Let's find a simple, non-intimidating first step. Okay, so for this week, don't even think about creating a whole new budget. Forget that. Just do these 3 things. 1, go find that lowest reliable income number from the past year. 2, make a quick list of only your absolute stability expenses, rent, utilities, the real must-haves. 3, just compare those 2 numbers. That is it. You are not trying to fix your entire financial life today. The only goal is to gain a little bit of clarity. Just answer that one question. Does my reliable minimum income cover my essential minimum expenses? Just knowing the answer, that is a huge, huge step. And I want to leave you with this final thought. We spend so much time chasing a specific number in our bank account, thinking that is what will finally make us feel stable. But what if real financial stability isn't a destination at all? What if it's actually the system you use to navigate the journey?